Tapping is called the emotional freedom technique, and tapping is an energy psychology technique that is based on the subtle energy system. When we think of acupuncture, the subtle energy system in the body. And so there's meridians in our body, and we can think of meridians as veins or arteries, rivers, tributaries, whatever you might want to use, that transmit the flow of energy and information in the body. So acupuncture taps into these meridians in our body to help balance and restore the energy. And what's happening is that when we're flooded emotionally, which can happen with stress, a problem, a challenge, our amygdala, which is the ancient part of our brain, which was hardwired to look out for danger, gets flooded. And when the amygdala is getting flooded for us with a challenge that we have, a past something that isn't resolved, a current stressor, our brain can't access the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of us that deals with decision making and rationality, and it can't also access the right part of our brain, which is the part of our brain that deals with creativity and intuition. So as we're tapping, we're calming down the amygdala. And when we do this in a therapeutic technique, by focusing our attention and our intention on a problem we're having, we're much more able to access other parts of ourselves in our brain to help us release and move the energy around that problem. It's an amazing technique, and I love using it with clients, because what happens when we're tapping is, as we're kind of calming down and focusing on a problem, and we're actually releasing negative thoughts, beliefs, and energy that are connected to whatever it is that we're stressed about. And oftentimes when clients are tapping, they start to develop a different perspective about something spontaneously. It's not like I'm guiding it really, which is really kind of great about it, is because I can guide the process of tapping, but that's just really happening naturally. And a new awareness can come up that just kind of shifts the whole perspective of something. Also, as if we're tapping and I'm guiding someone, in the technique about a certain thing, oftentimes other associations that are connected to that problem start to come up. And so as a subconscious is coming up, someone might be like, well, that's kind of weird. I'm thinking about this problem with my boss, and I'm thinking about my brother growing up. Well, that's strange. It just comes up naturally. And so then we focus on that, and we find that that really may be the root of this ongoing pattern that they're experiencing in their life. So in tapping, you're calming the nervous system. You are you're actually kind of rewiring the brain, in the sense that the brain is just kind of starting to kind of work a little differently during the tapping, and that's where the new possibilities come up, and you're rebalancing the energy in the body. So it really kind of goes along with the mind, what we know, the mind-body connection, that it's not separate. It's all just kind of working together in an energetic system. When I tap more on my own, I'll find myself just like out of the blue doing this, not even necessarily with something in mind. Because my body is just intuitively knowing that I need some regulation. And so it's kind of interesting. So sure, I'm not going to be like in the grocery store being like, no, my husband ticked me off, blah, 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 blah. But I could go in the car and do that. And it does work. And really tapping works when you're not just tapping, but you're also focusing your attention and your intention on the problem. But this in itself does something physiologically to the system. It takes the amygdala off. It works to take the amygdala offline. When the amygdala is reactive, when the emotions are kind of getting flooded, you can't seem to get out of your head, you feel like you're spinning around in the same kinds of things. This just helps that amygdala to just quiet down, and then other parts of yourself and your brain can come forward and be more productive and healthy.